Hey y'all, it's Taryn back for post 2 as y'all requested. I'm talking today about how to use your pendulum. If you didn't see my first post, it was an introduction to pendulums, how to choose your pendulum, how to store your pendulum, how to protect your pendulum. So, if you don't know any of that, you should go check out that post first because that's really good introduction. Also, you can view my website, which is linked down there, so just take a look. Today I really want to get into what you should do before doing any work with a pendulum, which involves 3 things. First of all, you should ground yourself, you should say a prayer of protection, and you should connect. Grounding yourself, the technique that I use is that I visualize roots coming out the bottom of my feet, going down through the earth, wrapping around the earth's core, and that's grounding. You can look into it a little bit. There's a lot of techniques you can use, but of course it is always the power of thought, just visualizing that I'm holding myself to the earth. Prayer protection, there are lots of chants, mantras, affirmations you can say. Of course, I'm a visualization person. I visualize mirrors, all around me, creating a circle around my body, but the mirror is faced outward to deflect any bad energy, bad karma, bad people, anything like that, bad spirits. It's going to deflect that. That's the technique I use. Feel free to use that one. It works wonderfully. I've been using it for many years. The third thing that you want to do is, why are you doing pendulum work? You want to connect with somebody, whether it be your higher self, spirits, whatever it is you're connecting to. You always want to open that channel of communication. How I do that is I visualize a white light coming from the top of my head going up into the heavens. To me, that symbolizes a door being open, the gateway being open, or the veil being lifted. Once again, there's several ways to do that. You can use my technique, or you can Google, because there are so many more that you can use. If you don't like visualization, use a prayer, because prayer works just as well. One of the first things I'm going to talk about is getting your yes and your no with your pendulum, or setting your yes and your no. First of all you have to do is hold your pendulum in your dominant hand and hover your other hand under it. Simply ask your pendulum, what is my yes? Wait for it to respond. Say thank you. It'll slow down or stop. Then you say, what is my no? And it'll spin or go back and forth, or whatever your no is. You say thank you again. And that's your yes and your no. I always like to thank my pendulum. You don't have to, but I like that close bond with my pendulum. A couple things you can do with yes and no. You can go to the store, grab any food, especially if you don't know which chicken's better for you, which bacon's better for you, which eggs are better for you, what's beneficial to your body. Hold it in your hand. Hold your pendulum in your dominant hand. Is this good for me? And it'll start spinning, and it'll either give you your yes or it'll give you your no. As simple as that. You can also use yes and no charts for communication. Spirits, higher selves, angels usually like more than yes and no. We usually use an alphabet board, a numbers board, and a yes and a no board all put into one, known as a spirit board. But you can use yes and no. You would just draw a half moon on a piece of paper, cut the half moon in half, yes and no, ask your question, hold your pendulum above it, and it'll swing to yes or no. So that's some things you can do with yes and no. The next thing I want to talk about is you can clear chakras. You can clear other people's chakras, or you can clear your own chakras. Of course, we still want to start with the same 3 things, the grounding, the prayer, protection, and the connection. You would then either do it to yourself or do it to somebody else. Just hold your pendulum above each chakra as you go down the list, and just be like, is this chakra open? If it swings in your yes, it's open. If it doesn't, it's not. Then you ask it to please open your chakra and send in white light. And it'll spin and spin and spin and spin until it will stop. And that means it's opened and working correctly. You can do this throughout all of your chakras, throughout all of anybody else's chakras. I then, after I clear somebody's chakras, I also, while I'm having my pendulum, like to hover it all around their body, just sending white light throughout their entire body. I also like to ask their guardian angels to come and protect their body, keep it clean, and that's how you clear your chakras. The next thing I thought I would talk about would be spirit boards. Now, some people think spirit boards are a little much, but for me, that's right up my alley. Spirit boards have A to Z, 0 to 9, yes, no, maybe. You would once again do the grounding, prayer, protection, and the linking. You can ask to talk to a deceased person, spirits, your higher self, angels, guardian angels, gatekeepers, your spirit animal, whatever you need to talk to at that moment, you can ask. Just say a little prayer, ask the angels to bring in whoever it is you wish to speak with, or talk to your higher self. You then are going to ask if this is the person that you want to talk to. You'll get your yes or your no. You then ask a question. Your pendulum will start to work. With the spirit boards, it is a little slow because they have to spell out every letter. Yes is 3 letters. It has to swing to yes, and it has to change directions to the E, then change directions again to the S. So it does take time and it does take patience, but it's well worth it, especially if you keep a journal near you. Keep your journal near you. Write down your answers. It's really amazing what you can find out, and it's really fun to read for yourself, to read for other people, to know that nobody's really gone. I love it. I do it a lot. For some people, it's a little, they're not there yet. But if you are there yet, it's a lot of fun. Another thing we can talk about, what I like to do, is the healings. If you Google, make your own, it's a lot of work to make your own healing boards, but they have a lot of really good ones that are free and ones that you can buy, where it actually goes through, you connect with the person or yourself. You go through each system of the body. Is it working right? You can really diagnose problems, find what will be good for yourself, see what would help your body. There are just so many things. So I really encourage you to seek out the diagnosis charts. And I can actually link one of the websites that I really like about that. So I'll make sure to do that. One of my favorite things to do, because I'm always losing things, is to find lost items. You can do this 2 ways. Let's say you lost a shirt that you really want to wear. You lost it somewhere, you can't find it. You can A, draw a map of your house, hold your pendulum over each room. Pendulum is, insert lost item here in this room. It'll say yes or no. Another way to do that is to actually walk into the room. Pendulum is the shirt that I'm looking for here. Yes or no. Continue to look for it. You can even break it down farther than that. Pendulum is the shirt I'm looking for in this side of the room. So I really encourage you to do that. I lose my cell phone all the time, and I am constantly using my pendulum to find it, and I'll let you know it has never let me down. Another thing that I want to talk about is, after you've healed people, healed yourself, once again, thank your pendulum. Thank your angels, make sure you're cleansed. One of the last things that you should always do, it's another visualization technique, just to make sure that no links have been made that shouldn't have been made. Entities can hold on to you, draw from your energy. There are earthbound spirits. So one thing that you always want to do when working with the pendulum, when you're done, or really when working with any form of metaphysical, is to just visualize yourself and visualize you have all these plugs attached to you. And as you're clearing yourself, you're pulling these plugs off, they're falling to the ground, they're disappearing. The link has been broke, there is not a connection there, and you're in the clear. So y'all, I hope this has really been a good, in-depth. Once again, look at my website, there's a lot of good information on there. Follow our posts, subscribe to us, like us. We're really going to have a lot of fun, and we're just going to keep, going up from here. So I hope y'all have a good day.